Israel, a nation accustomed to conflict, finds itself grappling with a different kind of crisis. A scandal born from whispers and shadows has erupted onto the national stage. Classified documents leaked from the very heart of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office have sent shockwaves through the country. These are not just papers, they are secrets. Secrets that could unravel delicate hostage negotiations, jeopardize national security, and shatter public trust. The air crackles with tension, accusations fly. The stakes couldn't be higher. At the center of this maelstrom stands Netanyahu, a leader facing mounting pressure. His opponents smell blood in the water, while his supporters rally in defense. The nation watches, holding its breath as the drama unfolds. The leaks come at a critical juncture. Israel is locked in a tense standoff with Hamas, the militant group controlling the Gaza Strip. Hostages, citizens caught in the crossfire, remain captive. Their families cling to hope, praying for their safe return, but the leaked documents threaten to derail the already fragile negotiations. Each revelation adds fuel to the fire, pushing the two sides further apart. The world, too, is watching. International observers express deep concern. The situation is precarious, the consequences potentially dire. The leak scandal threatens to plunge the region into further chaos. And all the while, the clock ticks, a constant reminder of the human cost of this crisis. The finger of blame points to Eli Feldstein, a close confidant of Netanyahu and his media advisor. Accusations swirl that Feldstein, acting on the Prime Minister's behalf, orchestrated the leak. The alleged motive? To bolster Netanyahu's image as a strong leader in the face of criticism over the stalled Gaza ceasefire talks. The leaked documents themselves remain shrouded in secrecy. Their exact contents are unknown, adding another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama. However, sources suggest they contain sensitive information about Israel's strategy in the hostage negotiations with Hamas. Information that, if true, could jeopardize the lives of the captives and undermine any hope of a peaceful resolution. The leaks allegedly found their way to journalists through a circuitous route, passed from hand to hand in the dead of night. This carefully orchestrated dissemination of information was designed to influence public opinion, painting Netanyahu in a favorable light and shifting blame for the stalled negotiations onto Hamas. The audacity of the act has stunned the nation. The fact that someone within Netanyahu's inner circle could betray such trust, could gamble with the lives of hostages and the security of the nation, is unthinkable to many. The question on everyone's lips, did Netanyahu know? And if not, how could he not? The fallout from the leak scandal has been swift and brutal. Netanyahu, once seen as politically untouchable, now finds himself teetering on the brink. His opponents, sensing weakness, have seized the opportunity to land a potentially fatal blow. Benny Gantz and Yair Lapid, prominent opposition leaders, have unleashed a torrent of criticism. They accuse Netanyahu of orchestrating the leaks, of putting his own political survival above the safety of Israeli citizens. Their voices, amplified by the media, resonate with a public increasingly disillusioned with their leader. Protests have erupted across the country. People from all walks of life, united in their anger and frustration, demand answers. They wave signs, chant slogans, and clash with police. The streets, once vibrant with life, are now battlegrounds in a war of words and ideologies. The Knesset, Israel's parliament, has become a cauldron of dissent. Heated debates rage, punctuated by accusations and denials. Opposition members call for Netanyahu's resignation, their voices echoing through the chamber. The Prime Minister, once a commanding presence, now appears beleaguered, fighting for his political life. A delicate balance, hostage negotiations in jeopardy. The leak scandal could not have come at a worse time. Negotiations with Hamas over the release of the hostages were already precarious, hanging by a thread. Now they threaten to unravel entirely. Hamas, outraged by the leaks, accuses Israel of negotiating in bad faith. They claim the leaked documents prove that Israel was never serious about a prisoner exchange, that they were merely playing for time. Trust, already fragile, has been shattered. The families of the hostages caught in the middle of this political maelstrom are devastated. Their hopes for a swift resolution have been dashed. They plead for the safe return of their loved ones, their voices hoarse with anguish. But their pleas seem to fall on deaf ears. International mediators working tirelessly behind the scenes are struggling to salvage the situation. They urge both sides to exercise restraint, to put aside their differences and focus on the humanitarian crisis at hand. But the path to peace seems more distant than ever. Truth seekers, investigations, and accountability. As the political firestorm rages, a different kind of battle is being waged. The fight for truth. Multiple investigations are underway, seeking to uncover the source of the leaks and hold those responsible accountable. The Knesset's Foreign Affairs and Defense Committee has launched an inquiry determined to get to the bottom of the scandal. They are demanding answers from key figures in Netanyahu's inner circle, piecing together the timeline of events and examining every shred of evidence. Meanwhile, the Israeli security establishment is conducting its own investigation. The Shin Bet, Israel's internal security agency, is working feverishly to assess the damage caused by the leaks and determine if any laws were broken. They are casting a wide net, interviewing anyone who may have had access to the classified information. The pressure is mounting on Netanyahu. He can no longer afford to dismiss the scandal as a political witch hunt. The public demands answers, and he must provide them. His future, both politically and personally, hangs in the balance. The price of power? Netanyahu's uncertain future. The leak scandal has cast a long shadow over Netanyahu's legacy. His reputation, once unassailable, is now tarnished. The man who prided himself on his strength and decisiveness now appears vulnerable, his judgment called into question. The coming days and weeks will be crucial for Netanyahu. He must find a way to navigate this crisis, to regain the trust of the Israeli people and the international community. Failure to do so could have dire consequences, not only for his own political career, but for the future of Israel itself. The world watches, holding its breath. Will Netanyahu weather this storm, or will the leak scandal prove to be his undoing? Only time will tell.